All right. We'll find new music eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
But for now,
That'll work for now.
We'll stick with that. So.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Legendary Conversations.
Welcome in.
It is me.
And it's me.
David and TJ.
Us.
Mason couldn't be here tonight, which is fine. He's always here in spirit.
Always.
So,
Always.
For today, well, let's talk about the previous 2 weeks real quick, right?
Okay.
So
yeah,
we had recorded a podcast 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I felt as though it wasn't the greatest of content, so I decided to say, you know what, let's scrap it and we'll go next week. And then the following week, we just took a break.
We did, yeah. I think, long story short is if one of us doesn't like it, none of us like it. So, we decided it was take a mental break to make the content more fresh. So here we are.
Yeah, I mean, and this is something we're doing. We're still we're getting better at it.
Yes,
it's a growing process. So if, like I said, if the content's not good, we just don't want to put out content to be putting out content. And,
sure.
And so we decided to scratch that one. We skipped a week to kind of regroup, and then here we are, episode 7, Legendary Conversations. Okay, so today what we're going to get into, we're going to get into safety.
Safety.
Specifically when you're squatting,
mm-hmm.
and also when you are a spotter.
Yep.
It's important to talk about because there were a couple of incidents here at the gym.
Yep.
Last week.
At the gym.
Spotting and also just overall safety. Right.
Yep.
Some were out of your control. Some aren't within your control.
Yep.
So we want to get into talking a little bit about that. What else?
We were going to talk about the meet coming up because we got 8 days.
Yep.
8 days until David, Mason, and myself, and Matt. Compete at the Warhorse Gym. So we want to talk about that a little bit as well.
And then we're going to be already talking about safety, so we're going to talk about more safety throughout the gym.
Yeah,
we'll just kind of sprinkle some of that in there.
Regular gym safety.
And then I think that was it, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That was it. So, But just because we've missed 2 weeks doesn't mean that anything changes. Right?
Tradition never changes. That's why it's called tradition.
That's right.
God damn it.
Like every other podcast, we're going to go ahead and take our shots. And Fireball, listen, we are still waiting on the phone call. We were waiting on a sponsor, okay? So
stop ignoring my emails.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yep. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Go.
Here we go.
It's so good.
Never gets easier.
It's so
I don't know
good.
what Mason's talk about. It never gets easier.
It's so good.
So spicy. Why is it so spicy?
It's so good. Anyway.
Oh, speaking of this, have you seen that they make like a keg of this now? A mini keg, a Fireball?
In a box?
No, in a keg. In an actual keg. Metal.
I've seen a box.
It's like a keg of this shit now. I seen it the other day online. I was like, I gotta buy this for David, but it was a little out of my price range, so I was like, you know what, maybe not. Whenever your birthday comes,
I don't pay you enough.
Not for the mini keg.
I don't pay you enough.
Not for the mini keg.
Not for the mini
when's your
keg.
birthday? Maybe it's a good old birthday.
Next June.
Next June. June.
Yeah, next deadlift party.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe for the LFG grand opening celebration, year anniversary, we'll get you a keg
Which
of
that's
Fireball.
coming up, and we'll toss that at the end of the podcast a little bit. So let's just dive right into it, man. Squatting in a gym, okay? Not too long ago, a kid died.
Yes.
Because of he was squatting, and he was failing to squat, and he didn't have a great spotter.
Yeah, it was,
and just the way that he dumped the bar was one of the biggest reasons of why he.
Yeah, there's
at least when I saw the video, that's what I.
He definitely wasn't trained on either A, how to squat with a spotter, and B, how to dump a bar without a squatter.
Right.
Because there's definitely 2 techniques to each of those.
And the spotter himself, I don't think he's done much spotting.
Oh, for sure. It didn't look
especially
like it.
For someone that was, I mean, I don't know, what was it, like 500?
It was a good weight.
Yeah,
for sure.
it was some heavy weight. So,
oh, yeah.
And I don't think that he was accustomed to spotting people.
Definitely not. Definitely not. It didn't look like it, at least. This is all assumptions, of course, but didn't look like he's ever done that before.
Yeah. So the reason why we're talking about this is because there were a couple incidents here at the gym.
Yes.
One was out of the person's control, and the other one was within the person's control.
Yeah, which is perfect for this.
Perfect, because
Perfect.
sometimes shit happens.
It does, yes.
So that's why we want to talk about this. So, as I'm going through the video on my phone, myself and TJ, we're going to go ahead and pop the video on the screen so you can kind of see exactly what we're talking about here, okay?
Right.
We're not going to spend too much time on this video because it's as you see it, it's kind of self-explanatory. So this is actually Mason. Mason was in here for Friday night at LFG, which was last Friday. Okay. And he's in here working out. He's doing his programming and everything because obviously he's getting ready for this meet. If I can find it here. So he's in here. Here's the video right here. He's in here. He's warming up. This is like his second or third set. I think it was like a 3x3. He's in here. He backs up. Now, he seems like he's backed up far enough.
Yeah, he's like almost out
now,
of the rack.
mind you, as he's going down, this is a power bar, not a squat bar. Squat bar is much wider. So on this third rep, he hits the safety, tries to gather himself, and then falls back.
That is the safest way to fall ever. Like
listen.
That's crazy.
This was like the perfect landing.
It was
because
everything went right there.
He's doing low bar, so easily his hand could have got stuck behind him as he fell, and something's he could have seriously been hurt.
Wow.
So this was like the perfect landing. I mean, obviously, we all wish that it wouldn't have happened, but it did. And if it had to happen, that's the way it had to happen, because he didn't get stuck under the bar.
Yeah.
It went back. He didn't, break his arm. He just fell back. So that's really it. And that nothing he could have done there, as I mentioned before, it was a power bar.
Yeah.
So when you're squatting on the combo rack with a power bar, you don't have that much space between the plates and the safety.
Yeah.
If it's a squat bar, it's a lot longer, so you do have that space. You don't even have to take too many steps back. But with a power bar, he felt as though he was back far enough. And the first two were smooth, and unfortunately on the third one, he hit that safety, and then he fell back. Perfect landing, though.
Perfect, yeah. Well, he knew how to fall, There's only two things you can do in that situation. One, you just dump it off your back, or you just do what Mason did and you just fucking fall with it.
Right.
Like his is not the safest way to do it. Like just dropping the weight would be fine, but since he didn't have the opportunity to drop it, because you could see like his momentum in the screen, took him backwards, so he was already going with the weight, so there really wasn't an option for him just to drop the weight.
The momentum took him back. I could see that he tried to gather himself, but I mean, it's not like it's 135. That was what, 370?
370
yeah,
something.
so he's got 3 reds on each side. So
yeah, and he drops aggressively. So that's a huge like dink.
But he wasn't injured.
No.
So that was definitely a plus. He wasn't injured.
Thank God.
I know that he was a little shook up about it.
Oh, anyway.
Anybody would be a little shook up about it, but yes, he wasn't injured, and that was the most important part.
Right.
That he didn't get hurt. So, that's that. So there's really nothing more to talk about as far as that's concerned, because that was a situation where it was completely out of his control.
Yeah, freak accident.
It was a mistake. It was a freak accident. Yeah. It's not like he planned on coming in here and no, it was an accident, and you can't really control those things. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a weight he knew he could control, so it's like, it's not one of those things where it's like, hey, I need a spotter. It was like, hey, I've done this before for 3 sets of 3. He didn't expect to hit the rack, which is why he's so deep, or so, what's the word? We'll just say so far out of the rack, because he was trying not to hit it, or trying not to hit the neck savers. That's what those things are called. He was trying not to hit those, so like he ended up hitting them anyways. Didn't expect it, and it's just like, even no matter what weight you're at, most of our declines or descents in the squats are so aggressive. That's a lot of momentum, man. So
And I don't want to hear from anybody about like, well, he should have used spotters.
No,
bullshit. Because I've seen him rep that out plenty of times. So if you know how to manage that kind of weight, then you're good.
Yeah.
That was just something that happened, and it was unexpected.
Yeah, and then the next week he just took those out of there.
Yeah.
And he squatted fine.
Yep.
They just got in the way. It's just like you said. The power bar is there. It's crazy because we squat in power racks, but the power bar is just too small for power racks almost because you only have like an inch on each side of like leeway. So one like wrong step back or one wrong squat, if you're not perfectly centered, you're gonna hit the bar. So it takes a lot of like precision not to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so I've been squatting in the power rack.
Yeah, in the power rack.
For me, I just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
In the power rack, but I always hit the safety.
Always.
Just because of a power bar. It's just there's not a lot of clearance.
Yeah.
Yesterday I came out into the combo rack, and I didn't need a spotter or anything like that, but there's definitely a difference between not having the safeties and then having the safeties.
Oh, for sure.
Because I'm trying to hit my depth to make sure that I'm good to go for comp, but even though it was a weight that I knew I can control, it's just still kind of like weird for me. So
yeah,
I'm always I love the combo racks, but I squat in the power rack just because I know that those spotters, the safety, they're not going anywhere.
Right.
So
yep.
I don't know how you feel about it, but that's just me.
I've gotten used to it, so I can squat with the power bar and the power rack, and I'll dink the side sometimes, but it's just like I expect it. So I'm okay. I don't really hit at the bottom anymore.
So we're gonna talk about another one, right? And this is Liam, and we're gonna show this video as well. And we're not here to bash him.
Nope.
For any reason whatsoever.
Nope.
We're showing the video because it adds value to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
When we're talking about safety, we're gonna show this video, and these are just some of the things that we want you to be careful. We want you to be mindful of when you're squatting, okay? And obviously he's going, we're going to kind of talk about it a little bit before we show it, but he's going for, I want to say 1 rep max.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so if you already look at the video and you look at the left safety,
mm-hmm.
it's already hanging off of the rack. So
wow.
You want to make sure that the safety is in exactly where it's supposed to be, not just hanging off of the rack, because a lot can go wrong if that safety was just to fall off.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about some serious, we got to make sure that the equipment around you is on the way it's supposed to be on, that everything's operating and functioning properly.
The way it was intended to. Yeah.
Not just the bar that's on your back, but absolutely everything around that power rack. We want to make sure that the safeties are up, just everything, okay? So he's going for 1 rep max. We're going to show it here as is on the screen, as me and TJ are looking at it. You're going to see it on the screen. Put it up. So he's coming out. He's stepping out. He backs up. He's got spotters. And then he goes down. He comes up. Boom. He dumps it.
Even give it a chance.
All right. So
oof.
I agree with you. I think that he probably could have grinded that out just a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay. With that being said, you had spotters.
2 of them.
You got to give those guys a signal. Either give them the opportunity to help you and bring you back up, or you got to give them a signal, I ain't got it.
Right. Yeah.
Nope. Pineapples.
Something. Yeah. What's your
Say
safe word?
something, because what happens is they're still thinking that you're grinding for it. They're underneath the bar, and then you dump it, and you could potentially hurt them.
Yeah. I mean, they're lucky no one got hurt there. That's crazy.
Not to mention that left safety is halfway off.
At least it caught it. Hey, good for the safety.
And it did catch it.
Wow.
It did catch it. But just imagine if that left safety would have came off. And again, we're by no means are we trying to bash Liam for this. Way. Not at all. Because that night that it happened, I spoke to him and I told him exactly, hey, like next time you got to give those guys signals. You got to give them an opportunity to help you. You got to make sure that the safety is in the hole and all the way in. But between Liam Xavier and I forget this other kid's name. One of them could have got seriously hurt.
Yeah, especially on the left side. Like, luckily that it caught it because it could that bar could have run right into his shin, and that's like what, like 300 pounds, I think.
So
somewhere close to it.
So for me, when I'm in the
Jesus.
power rack, I put up the safeties. I give myself not much space.
Yeah.
So that way, if I ever fail, I'm coming down with the bar on my back, and I'm just gonna. It'll be like a 2 or 3 inch dump.
Yeah, it's like you sit down.
Yeah, you just sit with it.
Pretty much.
This going over the top of his head is a complete no-no.
Yeah, never dump it forward. Never dump it forward.
Never, because let's just say that catches the back of your shirt, your head. This can go completely south.
Yeah, that's
that
how that
quick.
kid died. It caught his neck because he dumped it forward, and then it snapped his neck. Luckily, that didn't happen to him. He got out of it quick. For someone who dumped it the wrong way, smooth.
He dumped it the wrong way,
Smooth.
but he was pretty smooth with it
Yeah.
and just backed up out of there. And I'm glad that he wasn't hurt. I'm glad that Xavier and the other kid weren't hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that that safety
Caught
held it on, because if it didn't hold on, someone could have been hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm glad that that didn't happen. But with that being said, when you're in here squatting, I don't care who you are. I don't care how much weight you have on the bar. If it's 100 pounds, if it's 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds. If you're not sure about it, ask for a spotter.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
At least one. And I'm always like, when I spot people, and I tell everyone, whether they're male or female, I'm underneath.
Yeah, you're up in their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I seen it.
like I recall one time Kat asked for a spotter.
Yeah.
And I think I told Kat, I was like, I'm coming underneath.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way I'm gonna spot you, because I'm gonna make sure you're coming up.
Yeah, because that's the best way to support them. You're
Right.
underneath their armpits.
You know,
and
so for some people they be like, well, that's inappropriate. Well, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I'm spotting her properly.
Yeah, well, I saved their life, so you can.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. I'm saving lives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it feels when you save a spot.
So I'm doing it for like, you know, male or female, I'm coming underneath.
Yeah.
Or if we have multiple people in the gym, you know, ask for side spotters. If
Oh,
you can
for
get
sure.
3 people,
Yeah. Oh, I'm so comfortable with 3 people. I love 3 people.
we spotted Matt the other day,
Yeah.
and you know, I think he was supposed to go for like an RPE like 9.5 or something like that, and man, he was killing those reps.
Yeah.
And he put 500 on the bar,
I feel his pain.
and we had 3 spotters.
Yeah.
And he didn't get it, but we grabbed the bar. He came back up with it. We racked it.
Yeah, it's like a nice hug.
You know, and it's just like, it's you can't be in here doing it on your own and just dumping the bars.
Not
It's a
safe.
huge safety concern. And aside from the safety, because obviously safety comes first,
Right.
you can just damage the equipment. You can damage the equipment.
Oh yeah, you can break a bar.
So
It's
safety
right.
obviously is first and foremost, but again, you can also damage the equipment. We just don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
it's the easiest rule of spotting is if you have spotters, we'll say like you got a spotter behind you, 100%, you don't dump the bar. You got a spotter on each side of the bars, you 100% don't dump the bar. You got 3 spotters, you don't dump the bar. As long as you got spotters, you don't ever dump the bar. That's always the rule.
Dude,
Your spotters are there to save you. You trust the spotters. You always hold on to it because if you dump the bar, you're hurting your spotters.
there was a member here. Well, he was a member. He's no longer a member. He came
Yeah.
in here, and on that same rack that we were just showing you, Liam
Yeah.
was on, it was like 4 or 5 dudes back there, and they were squatting, pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And this dude straight up dumped the bar on the guy behind him.
Oh, really?
And the guy behind him was underneath him like I normally do.
Right. Yeah, that's
And
the
the
right way.
bar came down on the inside of his arms.
Yeah.
Dude, man, I was like, what a dick move, man.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
You had 3 spotters and you just dumped it on this guy because you couldn't just go down with it.
Oh, that's annoying.
Nah,
That's annoying.
I'm not for it, man.
No.
If I tell you like this, man,
It's crazy.
I'm here all day.
That's disrespectful, really.
Ask for a spotter. If you're new here, ask for a spotter.
Yeah.
If you're a guest here, ask for a spotter. I guarantee you somebody, anybody, everybody would be like, oh, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Everyone's always hyped up to see someone hit like a 1 rep max or something heavy for heavy is relative. What's heavy for me is not exactly heavy for David, vice versa, whatever. So everyone's always happy and excited to see someone hit something heavy that's relative to them. So like spotting someone when they're like, oh, like I do it all the time. There's always a guy that comes over here and he squats like 405 and he's like, hey, this week I'm going for 5 reps. This week I'm going for 6. I spot him every week and it's super fucking exciting. We love spotting people. Everyone that lifts loves to spot people because we get to experience something with you. That's how I look at it, at least.
Yeah.
I get to experience like a great milestone in your gym career. So just ask for a spot. It's not embarrassing at all. People love spotting.
So just be careful. At the end of the day, man, just be careful. If you need spotters, ask for it. If you're using spotters and there's a chance that you may not get the lift, let them know like, hey, if I can't get it, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna
have a safe word.
Or go down with the bar. Set the spot. Set the arms up, the safety arms high enough that you could just go back with the bar.
Yeah, just keep it on your back.
Some things we get it, like what happened to Mason. It was just a freak accident. But if there's something that you can't control, you need to do better.
Yeah, but at least in both situations, when you watch it, if you want to watch it back in the video, is that like all the spotters and all the situations, Mason's didn't have a spotter, but the people knew as soon as he started falling over, get the fuck out of the way. When that kid dumped it in front of his head, his spotters got out of the way. So like, even as a spotter, your main goal is to protect the person squatting with. If you see them dumping it, get out of the way.
Yeah.
You're not saving that bar. Once it gets dumped, it's over. It's game over. No matter how many spotters you got, that 200, 300, 500 pounds, you don't get crushed. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
All right. So as long as we're talking about safety, let's talk a little bit about just safety in the gym. Period.
Okay.
I don't mind people wearing like Crocs. I don't mind people wearing Crocs when they're working out and stuff like that, but you got to have the Crocs on when you're doing some type of training. So I know some people have asked, well, do you allow people to walk barefooted? Do you allow people so my thing with this is, and I think we talked about this previously,
maybe
you cannot walk around the gym barefooted.
Yeah.
One time, it was a new kid. He came in. He was no socks. He was barefooted on the turf, and I was like, "Hey, man, you just can't be like that. You got to put on your shoes.
Yeah, you don't have to wear socks, but put some shoes on.
If you're deadlifting and you have on socks and you want to go barefooted with the socks on, that's a different story.
Yeah.
I seen a guy come in Crocs barefooted, like no socks,
and
he decided to squat barefooted with the wedge. But mind you, other people use the wedge as well.
A lot of us use the wedge.
So I told him, I was like, hey, man, you got to either wear socks
the Crocs back
or put the Crocs back on.
Crazy.
And he decided to squat with the Crocs. So, if that's something he wants to do, cool. You just can't be walking around the gym in bare feet.
That's crazy. Why do people do that? Like the gym's not dirty, right? But it's still like a public space.
Yeah, so like if people want to drop down in a certain area and do push-ups, I gotta put my hands where your bare feet were.
Yeah, where your toesies were.
Like nah, so you gotta wear.
No.
You gotta wear when you're walking around the gym. You gotta wear some type of footwear. You can't do anything in here barefooted.
Oh,
you can't. Absolutely not.
Oh.
If you come in with Crocs with no socks and you want to walk around like that, you know what? I'm cool with it. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
But make sure you keep them on. Put them in sports mode.
Yeah, sport mode or something. Come
on. If you're wearing socks, cool. If you come in with shoes and you come down to your socks, you cannot walk around the gym barefoot.
Yeah. You can squat that way. A lot of people squat with socks. A lot of people deadlift in socks.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to squat or deadlift barefooted, or if you walk over to like the pendulum squat or the power squat or the leg press, and you want to take off your shoes and you want to do it with just your socks, I'm good with that.
Probably feels good on your toes.
But if you're going to get up and walk around, you got to put your Crocs, your flip-flops, your sand, whatever the hell you came in with,
something.
You got to put them back on. You just cannot you just can't walk around a gym barefooted.
Interesting to see.
The thing is that you may think that you're being safe, but do you trust everybody else around you with the dumbbells, the barbells, with anything that could potentially drop on your feet?
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
No, I've dropped enough to know that that's not safe.
Just don't do it. Like, always have something on your feet unless you're actually doing that exercise. But once you're done with that exercise, put it right back on your
put
feet.
put your shoes on.
All right, nobody want to see your toes, man. No, I don't
Unless-
I don't like my own feet.
Yeah.
What makes you think I like yours?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't like my own
Okay.
feet.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Okay.
fair.
I would never show anybody my feet.
Oh yeah, I don't like showing people my feet. I can agree on that for sure.
You know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
no.
Look, when I go to the beach, I dig my feet in the sand. That's how much I don't like my feet. And nobody's around.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So-
that's why I wear socks with my sandals. I don't like my feet
If-
being out.
I don't want to look at my feet. I sure as hell don't want to look at your feet.
Yeah, you heard it here first. No free toes in the gym. goddammit.
I mean, yeah. All right, what else?
I don't think I have anything safety other than that.
I think that's pretty much it as far as safety in the
Safety,
gym.
yeah.
Like I
I
think
can't think of anything else.
I think we've been really good
Safe wise?
safety wise. Like nothing has ever really happened in this past year to be concerned about.
Other than the butt through the wall. That
Other than
wasn't
the
safe.
butt through the wall, I don't really call that a safety issue. But he was the kid that came in and was barefooted the one day, like
Of
to
course,
the skin. Yeah, he was the kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Offender.
but
Crazy.
but the thing about it is like when the couple times that I've talked to people and be like, hey man, you just can't. And so this is my thing. I try to talk to people on the side
Yeah.
because I don't want other people to think that I'm like
Call
trying to
them out,
come
yeah.
down or call them out.
Right.
So if you're walking around for a little while and I see it, I'm trying to catch you at the right moment. I don't want people to think that I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put you on blast. But if I continue to see it and you're doing it and I've already talked to you, then yeah, I'm going to put you on blast.
Swoop in there
Yeah.
silently
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Batman.
Yeah. Take that.
Hell yeah.
that.
All right, you want to talk about the meat?
How do you feel?
I personally am very sad about the meat, but that's just because I hurt my boob and I finally recovered from it. But it should be a good time. I think between you and Matt, you guys have really hyped me up for this meet in the sense of like, it's just like, it feels like, I don't know how to explain, like maybe like a bond of brotherhood in a sense, and also like just something fun to do with the community. So I am actually excited. I feel excited for the meet. I invited my wife. She's coming. So
At least she's coming to the meet.
Yeah.
She hasn't been to the gym yet.
Oh. No, not
So
yet.
that's for another day.
Yeah.
But we'll leave that
She's
for
on her
another
little
day.
adventure right now.
But so it's crazy because when we signed up for the meet, and we talked about this already in the previous podcast, we didn't even know you were doing it.
No.
And
Crazy.
the only reason Matt did it is because he came out of his mouth and was like, I'll do it if David does it.
Yeah.
And that was his biggest mistake.
Rat.
So as soon as I signed up for it, Mason moved his up from like November to October.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And
yeah.
then Matt signed up. And then you were like, are you guys doing? I'm
Yeah,
already signed up
I
for
seen
it.
it somewhere. It was on
So-
Instagram, I think.
Kind of like to piggyback on what you're saying, like I'm not doing it. Like I'm 45 years old. I feel like I'm strong for my age, but there's stronger. I'm doing it, man, and it's been like 2 years since I've competed in my first. So this will be like my second meet. My what?
Nothing.
My what?
Well, you're like, I'm 45 years old, and I haven't competed in 2 years. I was about to say, like, well, how old is that in old people years? How long is 2 years?
Fireball must be kicking in, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's like
Either
9
way.
years. Anyway, sorry.
I'm doing it because it's fun to do this type of stuff with other people.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's me, you, Mason, Matt, I'm just gonna enjoy it. And the fact that a lot of people from the community here at LFG, they've been like, yeah, I want to come out support,
Right.
which is great.
yeah.
So I've always felt like I'm good under pressure.
Yeah.
These past couple of weeks haven't been the greatest as far as my training is concerned.
Your squats were sick.
Recently,
Yeah.
but prior to that, like the past 3 or 4 weeks, man, I felt like, damn, I'm not making any progress.
Right.
But
Yeah.
just recently, yes, my squat has felt better. My bench is still trash.
Huh.
And my deadlift is feeling super good. So,
Hell yeah.
I'm the squat I'm good with whatever I end up with. The bench, I know it's going to be trash in comparison to all the other lifters out there. But my deadlift, I want to be, I have a specific goal for deadlift. I want to be in the 560 range.
Ooh.
So I'm talking to Kendall today. I'm like, hey man, between you and Chris, man, if you're gonna handle me or whatever, or handle the group of us or whatever, I don't care. I want to be. This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
So whatever I have to do, I need to get there. Okay, if I have to warm up this way, I mean, I'm gonna continue to warm up the way I have been,
Right.
but you know, I want to get to where I want to get to that 560 range. But that's really all I care. The two things I care about. I want to go out there and have fun with you guys.
Yeah.
And I want to get my deadlift to like that 560 ish range. That
sure.
would be, you know, having that fun, the camaraderie with those guys, and getting that deadlift, man. That'd be great.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun to be the three of us, me, you, Matt. You know, we're just kind of like, you ever seen the picture of like the three-headed dragon? There's like two derpy faces and there's like one like super serious face.
No.
Okay, no, I didn't think so. Anyway, so it's going to be like us, we're out there, just like we're out there trying our best, but we're also kind of goofing around, and then Mason's going to be so fucking locked in. So, because like he's doing super well in prep, he's killing it right now.
Mason,
so you know he's going to be fucking locked
Mason
in.
is locked in.
Yeah. And the rest of us are going to be goofing off the whole time probably.
But it's good that listen, he's shooting for some big numbers.
Yeah.
You know, and hey, I'm here for it. Whatever numbers I'm here for it. So I want to see him do well. So like we're like in the same category, the 83 kilos or 82 and a half, whatever. Right. But you know, Mason squatting his all three lifts are stronger than mine.
Yeah.
But I want to see him do well.
Yeah. You know, so we'll be his little cheerleaders out there.
Yep, definitely.
We're just here to compete, and we're just here to cheer you on, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So going back to what we were saying, man, we had a lot of throughout the week. We've had a lot of people come up to us, me specifically, because I'm here all day.
Me not at all.
And they were asking like, "Hey, when is this meet? Where is this meet? We want to come out and support." So we're letting you know now. It is at the Warhorse Barbell Club in Philly. Okay, Warhorse Barbell Club. You can easily Google it. But if you don't want to Google it, I'll give you the address right now.
Right now.
Okay. It is 801 North 2nd Street in Philly. Philly, PA 19123. Okay. We are probably going to start lifting at about 9.
Is that the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So. All right, because we're in the second heat, you are in the third heat.
Yes.
So the second heat, I believe, is going up about 9.
Second heat is definitely going up second, so probably 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
What time does lifting start?
I think it's like 8. Yeah, something like that. So
probably 8:30
if you want to come out and show your support, Saturday, October 14th, come out to the Warhorse Barbell Club in Philly.
Yes.
At the front desk all week. You can come ask me, you know, the address again. I'll be more than happy to give it to you. Mm-hmm. It is $20 to get in.
Is it really?
It is a $20
for spectators?
Fee. Yeah, for spectators, it is $20 to get in.
Good God.
So, you know,
so cheap. Wow. You guys,
expect that when you have to pay at the door. So expect that when you get there that it is going to be $20 to get in. So
bring cash just in
but
case.
As always, we would always appreciate your support if you come out. You know, I'm always trying to get to everything that I can get to when it involves the community.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I try to get out to as much as I can, but I'm so busy all the time. So it would be great if we can get like max participation and just flood that place with the LFG community. That'd be awesome.
For every member that comes in, that's an extra 5 kilos that we lift. So imagine 10 members come out. That's 50 kilos.
Could you imagine?
Between the three of us, Mason's got his own thing. So the three, me, Matt, and David.
Oh, listen, if we get like 50 people from LFG to come out, I'm pulling 600. Nah.
I'm pulling
50
less.
people don't. Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Nah, that would be crazy.
So
there's that. So again, if you
that'd be wild.
Want more information, I'll be at the front desk. You can come up, ask me, and I'll be more than happy to pass it along.
You will be.
Also, real quick before we head out,
yes,
we want to talk about our 1 year anniversary.
Ah, yes.
Real quick.
Hell yeah.
So look out for a post here in the coming days. We're going to put out more details, but our 1 year anniversary is going to be in conjunction with Halloween. Why not? Why not do it with Halloween? Because it's gonna be sick. You know what I'm saying? So costumes are highly encouraged. If you don't have a costume or if you don't want to wear a costume, that is fine. You don't have to. But it would be nice to get a shit ton of costumes in here.
Yeah, imagine how spooky it's gonna be.
And we can just deadlift. We also have some other stuff going on.
Yes.
We want to do an NFL style combine bench press.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
So 225 for as many reps as you can.
I'm hitting 30.
We're gonna go ahead and do prizes for that. I think I haven't decided on what weight I want to do for the women, but I want to do something reasonable so that way we can get max participation in that. So we're gonna have best male and best female as far as that's concerned. We're also gonna do a competition on the air assault bike, right? Whoever could burn the most amount of calories in a minute. What do you think of that?
It's tired.
Tired,
Exhausting.
exhausted, maybe the bucket and some throw up.
Oh, yes. As long as they don't have the Hooters before, that's going to be there.
Exactly. Getting into that. So again, for the air assault bike, we're going to do best male, best female. Hooters, like you just mentioned, Hooters is going to be here. We're going to do just finger foods. We're not going to do like anything crazy like the food truck like we did before.
No.
We're going to have finger foods. So we'll have like wings. I think we're going to have either sliders or some quesadillas. We're going to have some like buffalo shrimp.
Oh.
So just, finger food so we can eat.
Are the Hooter girls going to be here?
Hooter girls are going to be here.
Oh, wow.
And they might just be in costumes as well.
Oh, God.
So,
oh, my God.
So that's what. And then also White Toe is going to be here.
White Toe. You can't
So
get right about that.
we may end up doing more giveaways with that is concerned. We're also going to do some giveaways as far as like the gym is concerned.
Yes.
Like some door prizes, and we're talking about giving away memberships.
Memberships, yeah.
So stay tuned for that. The post is coming out, and that's pretty much it. We're excited, man.
I am.
Listen, the deadlift party was an amazing time. And I'm looking forward to the 1 year anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's fucking get it.
Yeah, man. Let's do it, man. So, other than that, man, I don't got nothing else. You got anything else?
No, that's it. You said it all.
All right. So, yeah, as always, I appreciate as we come up on our 1 year. I appreciate everybody for the support and for the continued support. We wouldn't be where we're at today without each and every last one of you. So trust me when I say, man, I truly appreciate everyone that's a part of this LFG community. If you don't already know, you know now.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.